Okay, it's late. I'm super tired. Again, waited to the end of the night. But I'm showing up to bring you some love and light. And it's really difficult for me to think of a topic and to stay focused on one topic. However, so I thought I would just stick with the daily meditation today was about staying present and staying focused on God's will, the one I loved that I read this morning. And it was about how we're chosen and just staying present and staying focused on God's will for you, because God has a plan and a purpose for you, whether you know that or not. And we're not to worry about the future or stay stuck in the past. And we are to trust that God has a gift for us, waiting for us, that God's got us. And I believe that God does because of the proof in my life that time after time after time, that really focusing on God's will for me has gotten me through strife. And again, right now is a super, super tough time for me. It's uncomfortable. I don't like being on my own. I've always loved having a partner. So I went through a breakup, 2 months ago, I guess now, going on 3. And so, but I have a God, a higher power inside of me, and I know how to tap into that power, which is why I'm able to show up for you and for other people, for my tribe. I love my soul sister sobriety tribe. So I created it, and someone helped me, and now I give it away too. And you can't have a tribe without a leader, and you can't be a leader without a tribe. And I learned this morning, I heard a really great description of a tribe is a group of people that have the same beliefs, the same common interest. And they also, number 2, is they have a way to communicate. I thought that was very interesting. And immediately I thought, I firmly believe that's why my marriage failed. My 3rd marriage has failed, and every single one has failed because of communication. I really do. I have never, ever, ever been good at communicating my feelings. Never, ever. And I did a horrible job. And I'm not saying it's my fault, even though it might be. But it doesn't matter whose fault it is. But I've got to learn to communicate better with more clarity. So practicing on you. So I've also learned that showing up for people, no matter what you say, but if you're genuine and authentic and just showing up and just your presence really, really helps people. All you got to do is care. I can just talk babble, and you could be having the worst day, and someone that I'm their person can see me, and I can make their whole day just by showing up. Because so many of us have been let down. We're constantly let down because people are fallible. You're going to be let down by people. People are fallible, but God is not. I have found that when I really stick to what I've learned from my tribe, they've taught me how to use internal attributes, how to cultivate internal attributes that get me through the most difficult of times. Now, it doesn't mean I don't need people. You need people too. You need people with skin on. However, sometimes there's nobody there to care. And that's when it's super, super important to know how to connect with the internal support system that you have, higher self, God, Jesus, Buddha, you could call it whatever you want, but there's a higher source. There's a higher power greater than you, Missy. And you can call it whatever you want. Higher power of your own understanding. I know you can feel it deep down inside. Every single person, man, woman, and child, as I was taught, is the fundamental idea of God. I did not believe, well, I shouldn't say I didn't believe, I guess I didn't. I didn't believe really in God 20 years ago because I was so hurt and I was in pain. I didn't really think God cared about me. I didn't understand it. I'd never really connected with that higher power until I had someone take me through these 12 steps that led me to it. It worked for me. And it's simple, but it's not easy. It's only 12 steps. It's not hard, but we complicate it with our emotions and we balk at it, and it's not going to hurt you to do it. So if you're miserable, just do it. It's not going to hurt to try it. And dude, it changed my life. Those 12 steps. Those 12 steps, what it did was gave me internal resources to survive any situation, any betrayal. I was recently betrayed and learned that I'd been being betrayed for a long time. I didn't even know it. People I thought loved and cared about me were really against me for years. So, but the divinely guided are definitely divinely protected, and no weapon formed against you will prosper if you're connected. Seriously, I have found, and time and again, it's proved itself true. Even if I go through strife, if I just hang on to the God of my own understanding and listen to the voice inside, be my guide, it leads me the right way. Of course, sometimes you're going to make mistakes. You're going to misinterpret or do the wrong thing, but you just get right back on the horn and do it again. And it builds your trust muscles. As things work, your trust muscles get bigger and bigger. Just like you go to the gym regularly and your muscles get better and better. Well, relying on a higher power and actually working the steps, well, your trust muscles get bigger too. And the promises come true. So stay present. Stay connected to the God inside. You cannot from it hide. You can't. You can lie to yourself if you want to. For example, someone that justifies drinking. I'll just use that as an example. Oh, I can drink. I can have one once in a while. Da, da, da. Even though it clearly runs in their whole entire family. People kill themselves. People are in and out of jail or whatever. It runs in their family. They had DUIs in their past, but I'm not an alcoholic. Normal people don't get DUIs. Hello. Normal drinkers don't get DUIs. Normal people don't fly off the handle and get angry at things. They don't do that. Normal people don't drink at their feelings. Normal people don't lie to themselves. So, rigorous honesty. The 12 steps is about character building. It's about honesty, integrity, and humility, and being a woman of your word, or man of your word. You know, I was really struggling for a minute because with this divorce, because a vow to me is my word, and filing for divorce to me it was like not holding your word, and I really couldn't stand it. But that's where it's very important to bring another human being in too, because God speaks through them too, and sometimes we need help in determining what to do. You don't want to let people walk all over you either. You're not a doormat. A life lined up with your values is the way to be happy, joyous, and free. So even though I'm walking through a divorce, I can still maintain my integrity and be the best me by listening to the God inside. Let that be your guide. Don't lie to yourself. You're only hurting yourself by justifying things. Justifying, complaining, blaming. Those are all things that will lead you to the victim mindset and will hurt you in the end. I tell you these things not because I'm trying to control you. Honestly, I learned from my own experience that complaining, blaming, or justifying things in your own head and not really running things by people that you admire, not just anyone. If you need marriage advice, you don't go to a single person. If you need sobriety advice, you don't go to someone that drinks. Hello. Okay, so be smart. Consider the source. Be honest with yourself. And really, there's no nutritional value to drinking, and it F's up your thinking. Everybody. So, drinking is never okay. It's the devil's poison. I don't care what society has to say. Everything in it is toxic. There's zero nutritional value. Is it really good to send your mind out to lunch to destroy your brain cells? No. Your body's a temple of the Holy Spirit, and God expects you to be healthy. Be healthy and take care of it. So, all right, I'll get off my soapbox now. Be happy, joyous, and free. And guard your serenity by taking care of you and being the best you in everything that you do. Love you guys.